Hey everyone, it's John here from Hot Take Hockey, back with another video, and this is my final Seattle Kraken mock draft. The protected lists are out, the unprotected lists are out. Wait, what are you doing? You want a treat? Up here. Up here. Up. Oh! Yo, did you know we're doing the Kraken mock draft right now? Bro, why are you interrupting me right now? I'm trying to do a video. Okay, here. Get out of here. Get out of here. The viewers are going to get mad. They want me to get going. Okay. So, Kraken mock draft. Protected lists are out. Unprotected lists are out. I want to be creative here, but I also want to trust in the insiders, trust in the sources, trust in the research I've done. So, to the best of my abilities, whether it's a player's from the area and I feel like it could be a good spot, a player could bounce back, a player being exposed I think could have a good opportunity with the Kraken, and just what Ron Francis has said, what the organization has said in terms of youth, in terms of starting fresh, starting with a good competitive team in the Pacific Division, while also not taking on horrible contracts unless it's incentivized. So it was tough, man. It's so tough. Obviously, I'm going to probably be way off. Maybe, at the very least, I'm hoping like 30 or 40% of my team here is accurate. So let's go through it. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to be on the channel more. Drop a like and leave your thoughts in the comment section. So let's go through it. Starting with some big names here. We'll go through a potential lineup, but Tarasenko. I have Tarasenko, JVR as two of the top forwards on this team from the St. Louis Blues and the Philadelphia Flyers. 7.5 mil, 7 mil. I think if it's somewhere else on the Blues, looking at maybe Vince Dunn, Flyers, maybe Shane Gostisbehere, maybe if there's some incentives, Voracek. With the Penguins, I think it ends up being either Jason Zucker or Brandon Tanev, but I think Zucker has a big chance to bounce back with this team. Max Domi, I think this is the pick. I could see like a Dean Kukin or Stenlund, but I just think you go Domi, man. 26, and if the Kraken don't do well this year, Domi could be a guy you flip at the deadline, right? Retain 50% on a expiring deal and get maybe a high draft pick. Yanni Gourde, man. If the Lightning can't figure out a deal with the Kraken and they take Spokane native Tyler Johnson, I see it being Yanni Gourde, Killorn, or maybe like a Ross Colton or... here's the tough thing. I could see it being a Cal Foot, but it's just like, it depends on the stock, and Yanni Gourde's on the table here, just so good. And Donskoy, Kerfoot, I see those being the options. Potentially for the Leafs, though, I see it being Dermott, maybe, or McCann. The McCann trade was so interesting, and just, it'd be really weird if now Kraken take McCann after the Leafs acquired him. But the Avalanche, I think it's Donskoy, but man, keep an eye on Landeskog maybe being in negotiations with the Kraken. Jarnkrok, Gambrell, who's from the area. Christian Fischer, who's still fairly young and I believe was a first-round pick. Volkov, you're going to see a lot of guys like in that 23, 22 range. So Volkov, Bastian, Gauthier, and Ritchie potentially. And then Benson, Bellows, Abramov, and Cole Lind. See, just from these names here, Benson, Bellows, Abramov, and Cole Lind, like I look at those guys and those could be really under the radar potential guys for the Kraken moving forward. So it's not like you're just going for the now, you're also going for the future. And then defense, Giordano, DeHaan, DeMello as three of your top defensemen, Kulak there. So I'm not going Carey Price. I want to see it, but to me, it's like, it's tough to work around. I'll say this. I want the creativity to be there. I don't know if I see a scenario where they have contracts like Giordano, Price, and Tarasenko. I could see this, though, and this is something to keep an eye on. I could see a scenario where they draft those three guys, but flip one of them right away, like Giordano. So if they did draft like Tarasenko, Price, and Giordano, I could see them flipping Giordano right away to get assets back. And then, as I said, Kulak, Hanley, this is more for people, if you have done mock drafts, you need to have 20 at least of a 2021, 2022 contract. So a lot of guys are RFAs. You need to have guys that are under term. So Joel Hanley, in terms of the Dallas Stars, there's not crazy attractive pieces there. So just going for a cheap, locked up guy. William Borgen's a really under the radar guy for the Sabres, and I think he could crack this lineup if he's given an opportunity. And I think Sabres fans want to keep this guy, but now he's exposed, and the Kraken will likely select him. Kale Clegg, Jake Bean, and Dennis Cholowski, all guys that are super under the radar, have put up decent numbers when they've been given the opportunity, especially with big minutes in the AHL, and I think all three of them have an opportunity to be NHL regulars going forward. And then goaltending. Kaapo Kähkönen, Vitek Vanacek, and your starter, probably, if there's no Price, no Holtby, no Jonathan Quick, Chris Driedger. I think there's been a lot of rumors around it. There's been rumors that he signs maybe like for a few years around 3.5 per 4 per. I realistically think we'll see at least one of these goalies for sure. I would lock it in. I'm pretty confident that at least two of these three goalies will be on the Kraken. So it's interesting, man. It's one of those things. It's so tough. I wanted to make this video kind of creative, but also in the sense of it could be anything. There's so many different directions. Like the Red Wings, they could go Troy Stecher. Like the Capitals, they could go one of the defensemen. The Hurricanes, they could go a different direction. The Kings, they could go like Carl Grundstrom. Like they're like Grundstrom, Lemieux. Like there's a bunch of options on every team. It is so tough to predict, and you really don't know. I mean, there was like from Ron Francis, and there was like rumors about going for a couple of veterans and then flipping them right away. But he was also saying that he's done like hundreds or like over 100 mock drafts where he's done some where it's like, okay, we can compete this year, or some where it's like we could retool after 1 year of like competing, or we could just start young. Like it was one of those things like you don't know. You're not getting a sense of what direction they're going to go in. So I feel like this is a good balance of you have a lot of young guys. That's why I said you can see that I selected a decent amount of guys that are 22, 23. But at the same time, you have your Tarasenko, Van Riemsdyk, Zucker, Domi, Yanni Gourde, Giordano, Dahan. So that's where I like the experience here. But man, I would love to see Carey Price in a Kraken jersey. So just a potential lineup right here, just to look at it. So JVR, Yanni Gourde, Tarasenko, Zucker, Domi, Donskoy, Ritchie, Kerfoot, Yarncrow, Volkov, Gambrell, Gauthier. I think Volkov is so underrated. Giordano, DeMello, Kulak, Dahan, Bean, Borgen. And Lazon could be in there as well. Cholowski. And then goaltending, Driedger, Kähkönen, Vanacek. So it's interesting, man. This is so tough. And I wanted to just have fun. And I did have fun kind of experimenting with different rosters. And I had, honestly, guys, in all honesty, I had Price in my roster for a little bit. But I'm just like trying to move around and maneuver different scenarios. And I think I'm safer with, I want to go the hot take, but I think I'm safer with just going Giordano, Tarasenko. I could see a scenario where they go Dunn and Price. Like, I think between Tarasenko, Giordano, and Price, I think it's very likely we'll get at least one of those guys, which is a fairly big name, especially for Price and then even Tarasenko, right? Who's been on the cover. So let's see some big names, Seattle. I want to see some crazy hot takes. I want to see some crazy shit go down. Let's just see it. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any hot takes, lay them on me in the chat. Drop them in the comments. I'll be live streaming a lot. I'll live stream all night, Wednesday night for the Seattle Kraken draft. I'll be live for the NHL draft. Both days, live all day for NHL free agency. So a lot of live streams come, a lot of videos. Hope you subscribe if you're new. Drop a like. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. This was John from Hot Take Hockey. This is my final Seattle Kraken mock draft. I hope you enjoy, and we'll talk soon. All right, peace.